Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I got to get you caught up on this storyline here. We have the Empress here, an abundant mother figure. We've got this academic here, this fancy fella who neglected to give her what she needed. He is challenged by her absence. And he is challenged because he could not disconnect her from her team, from her family that she's working with to get free of this. This academic is abusive to this Empress. They are not arcana. They're prideful and they're in their ego. They're stuck on themselves and they're pissed off because this Empress has left them. This relationship has ended and she has gone her own separate way. She's divorced them. She's cut them off. Their plan is to make a visit to ask for forgiveness. Because as she has earned a 9 of Pentacles, a reward for persevering through all the neglect and all of the abuse that this person and their friends did to her. She's got this financial opportunity and this reward. Their values are all about money. So their plan is to come in and say, oh, you're irreplaceable. I really want a commitment. So they want to get remarried. They want a new contract with this Empress so that they can continue to siphon off of this Empress. They're chasing her. She sees both sides of the situation. She knows what's happening here. They're playing both sides. They want the Empress, but they also want the Empress in the reverse. And they rather prefer to be with that other energy, the latter. But they have to have you. They want to play both sides because you're where the reward is. So they're chasing you. You're the one who has the reward. The other person that they prefer doesn't have the reward. So they're chasing after you and their intention is to bind you. This is a snake. And they're disappointed because they've been having to walk away from something that they saw as perfect. You're no longer isolated. And they have to walk away. They could be feeling like a victim with this energy here. But they're chasing after you because you're seen as perfect and you're no longer isolated. You're no longer hidden. So you've got these kin here, this snake, this whole group of, this whole family of snakes want to bring you in the environment. They want to come and abuse you. They want to bring you conflict. They want to fight with you, this family, because they're unsatisfied with you leaving them. They're feeling stressed and overwhelmed because they can't pull from your reward anymore. You cut them off. You divorce them. And they're unsatisfied and overwhelmed because you have an optimistic new chapter. So they're all here in your environment and they're getting all up in your space, okay? You're in your Queen of Wands energy. You're courageous, you're confident, you're determined, you have joy. And you're not afraid of hard work. But there are these third wheel enemies here, this community of kin, family, friends, whatever they are hiring to move against you, who are moving against you. They're feeling the Two of Swords in the reverse. They feel there's no right choice. They don't know what to do. There's an indecision. They're worried. So what they have decided is to spy on your location and to try to find out where you are. They want to make a visit. They want to reconnect. However that happens, however they can make that happen. This is sick. This is the epitome of codependency and abuse. They don't care how this Empress feels. They just want to continue siphoning the reward out of this Empress. Their pride is hurt. Their pride is hurt because she cut them off, because she doesn't want to have anything to do with them. Their pride is hurt. They're really feeling the absence of her benefit, of her reward, of her abundance. And they could not disconnect her from her team, from her family, from her team, okay? Perhaps her new family tree, her new friends, her new family. Because there's a divorce. These ones are cut off. They're done. And yet they're trying to force themselves on her. They're like forcing themselves on her. Death. They're challenged because this is over. Her divorcing them means death for them. They took everything from her and gave her nothing. And because she now is divorced, that means death for them. So they're chasing her and they're wanting to force her to continue to give to them because they're in grief. They lost their cash cow. They lost their wish come true. They abused their wish come true. And there's a death here. And they could not disconnect her from her team. Success. This egoic person who is not Arcana does not know they're not successful, for one, and they don't know that there's no greater goal than to love. There's no love in them. They're not Arcana. They're just ego, pride, glory hounds. They're not successful at anything. They like to pretend. And you're leaving it behind. This Empress is leaving it behind. She's like, Bafangu, get out! She's tired. So they're confused because she divorced them. They're full of doubt. They want to make a visit. They want to ask for forgiveness. Their intention is to move forward into, to get a commitment, to convince this Empress that she's irreplaceable, which she is, to gain another contract and take advantage of this reward once again, because all their values are all about money. It has nothing to do with the Empress herself. It all has to do with the fact that this Empress is abundant. And she's at peace. And she's disciplined. She is irreplaceable. She probably worked very hard so that these ones could run around and act fancy. In the spirit, she probably worked very, very hard for these ones, so that they could neglect her in the 3D. As though she was nothing of value. So they're feeling restricted, because you see both sides of this. They're chasing after you. There's a lot of negative thoughts here. They're having a lot of negative thoughts. They're feeling restricted because they don't have access to your gifts anymore, to your abundance. They're under judgment. Yeah, they're feeling restricted. They're under judgment. They're blaming you. They could have been a friend at one point, and they blame you for their well-being. They think you owe them. You owe them abundance somehow, but you're no longer contracted to them. So, I mean, you're divorced. And they're under judgment. They have to leave you alone. They have to leave you alone. They have to walk away. But they're here in the environment still wanting to fight with you because you are having a new chapter with love in it. So you're seen as perfect, and you're no longer alone. You're no longer kept in this secluded space where nobody can see you. You've come out. You've divorced from this contract. You are now free. So people know, they can see you, they can hear you, and you're out here doing your thing. They can no longer hide you and keep you hidden and siphon you and neglect you and treat you in a very bad way. You got a new optimistic chapter of love coming in. And this old cycle, these people who considered themselves kin, oh, they're feeling lonely without you because they don't have access to your abundance. And they're not abundant beings. They're not arcana. They don't have a reward. They are not able to manifest anything without you. They needed you because you were the manifester. And now they don't have you. So these third wheel enemies are here with your old kin, the ones you have divorced, whoever this snake and his kin or your kin, whoever this kin is. And they're there with all their third wheel enemies, their little girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever you want to call them. And so they're working against this Queen of Wands here, this Empress, in her Queen of Wands energy. She's in her Queen of Wands energy. She may just whack these ones right up, but they got swords. Sure, they got swords. She's in her purpose. She knows what she's here to do. Isn't that funny? They're sitting here, they're coming after her with their swords raised, being sneaky, wanting to harm her and be abusive. They want to stop her. They want to stop her happy new chapter with everything that they are. They're spying on her location. It's what they've decided to do. They want to come and they want to do dirty work. They want to stop her. They're experiencing death. This is what they're facing. And so they figure they want to deliver that to her. Don't trust anybody right now. They're guilty. And they're worried because they failed in the plan A and you got away. So now they got to go plan B. They're facing death. And they want to bring it to thee. So what's going to happen, Spirit? So how's this going to wind out for the Empress? Is this snake that she was able to get away from, to get divorced from? Is this snake going to be able to actually do something to stop her from enjoying her new chapter? This parasite. A whole group of parasites were parasiting off this Empress while they were forcing her to suffer. Their pride is hurt. They have expectations. They're feeling the absence of this Empress. They have expectations of this death here. They weren't able to disconnect her from her team. Yeah. Huh. Well then. Well, then this reads a little differently. They're challenged because they're feeling her absence. There's a death here. They were not able to disconnect her from her team. Okay, and it looks like her team, she's the main female. She's the Empress. She's the main female, and she's got this courtship. She's got a love relationship here. Somebody is committed to her already. They feel that she is irreplaceable, and they are here in union with her. She's already divorced this previous cycle, and they want forgiveness now because she's moved on. She's in another commitment with somebody else who finds her to be irreplaceable just as she is. She's disciplined. She can accomplish whatever she sets her mind to. She's at peace. Peace. And there is this financial security here. A reward for making it through this crazy thing. But it looks like, it looks like this snake here is challenged because there's somebody else on scene. Her new commitment. Her new lover. I mean, this academic neglected her in every which way. So with their egoic and prideful little girlfriend. So it could be that whoever, he may have contracted with her in some of a way, but they neglected her. They took all her stuff and didn't leave her any. They're not arcana. They were living like they were, but they're not successful. There's no love in them. She's moving on down the road, leaving that baggage behind. Divorced it and left it in doubt. They want to make a visit. They want to get forgiveness here. Yeah, shoot. So they're challenged because there's a courtship, lovers, main female, teamwork, collaboration, long-term rewards, marriage, moving on down the road. 9 of Pentacles, peace, commitment, irreplaceable. She's already with somebody new. And you got this snake and the kin of this snake, or the kin that was part of this previous cycle. They're chasing her. They're under judgment, and they're in some sort of a mental binding or something. But they're trying to find her location. They want to come in, and they definitely want to put an end to this new chapter. Any way they can. And they're not feeling pleasant about it. Let's just say that, because this is what they got coming to them, because they're under judgment, and they feel that since that's what they got coming to them, that's what you should have also. So they're not able to change this. They want to come in, they want to make a visit, or maybe they did in the recent past make a visit to try to get forgiveness, but they weren't able to change anything. This separation happened anyway. Whether it happened in the 3D or in the dream space or in the astral or whatever, take it as it resonates. They're in despair because you are in another commitment. And you're seen as irreplaceable by this person. It's disciplined. You are disciplined. You're at peace, and you're going to have a life of comfort and stability. And these ones, their values were all about money. They didn't care about you, not like this other person does who wants to marry you. They just wanted your reward and your foundation and your abundance. They're in despair because they don't have it. They got divorced from it. This is thick. This is thick, nitty-gritty stuff, man. You got the snake and the whole family of the snake there in the environment. The snake and all their family is there in the environment. Yeah, they're facing poverty. Their values were all about money, and you divorced them. You cut them off. And they can no longer tap into your spiritual inheritance, your spiritual abundance. You may not even know you're so wealthy. You may not even realize you're an empress. But they're facing poverty, so they're chasing you down. They're under judgment. They're not the main male. Whoever's coming is not the main male. They're going to try to present as though they are. They're disappointed. They've been cut off. You are seen as perfect, and your pathway is open. You've been divorced. You've been freed from this snake. So this snake and their whole family is coming with the Five of Swords energy to bring you conflict, to cause you loss in the environment. They're unsatisfied and overwhelmed, stressed out by your absence and by your new chapter, this happy new life that you got coming to you. Yeah, you're innocent. You might be having a child with somebody and they're pissed off. They're so mad. The whole family of snakes is coming after you. And their third parties. All of them. With one purpose. A whole community of people. Yeah. This snake, the whole family of snakes, and all their third wheel enemies too. All their girlfriends, all their boyfriends, everybody. They're all spying on your location. They've all decided they're going to find you, and they want to stop you from coming into this union, from having your optimistic new chapter. That is their, now that they're facing death, that is their entire goal. That is the work that they now are focused on. Because they're under adjudication in the courthouse and they're due to make a journey. And I take this to mean an indigenous type of a journey. Over your great fortune. And they're going to be facing imprisonment and death, and they're in despair. So they think that their solution is to come and undo you. Like just take you out. Completely annihilate you. You know, that if they feel that if they can undo this Empress, that if they can keep her from coming together with this person, that they will somehow not suffer this fate. And I believe this is how it happened, with in a previous cycle. With the new love and the new cycles, that what they did is they went and they assassinated the new couples. And then did it that way. So that's what they're down to. This is their last resort. Their magic wasn't strong enough. So now they got to get physical. Yeah. So they're frustrated because they didn't get a marriage. They no longer married to this Empress. Their pride is hurt. They're suffering now, and they're frustrated because they're no longer married to this Empress. And she's got a new family tree coming in. She's expecting a new family tree. They weren't able to disconnect her from her team. And she's the main female in a courtship. The Lovers is here. They're moving on to calmer waters with this marriage. They're leaving behind this person and these people who are not arcana. They're prideful, egoic people. They don't have success. They're not successful. There's no love in them. Yeah. She's got a family. She's going to have a family. And this snake is like so upset about that. They're so pissed. They can't have this Empress going off and having a family with somebody else. But they couldn't separate her from the team, from the family. They couldn't separate her from her new family. So they're challenged by that because she's not alone. She's no longer alone. She's she's divorced them and she's got a new family. And this new family has access to her gifts. Look. And it's a fortune. It's a fortune. So she and her new family are lucky, and they have a fortune. And her old contracted relationships are unsuccessful. So they're having doubt because of this divorce. They want to make a visitation, or they did in the recent past, trying to ask for forgiveness, and they were not able to effect a change. The curses that they put upon this Empress backfired. Their values were all about money, and they're facing poverty because they're no longer contracted to, and they can no longer reach into the spiritual inheritance of this Empress, her abundance. She's at peace. She's in a commitment. There's marriage here, and somebody finds her to be irreplaceable. They're very disciplined. They're frightened. They're frightened because they're facing poverty. They're frightened because she and hers are ready. They're ready. They're chasing after this Empress. This person who's not the main male. They're chasing after this Empress because they're under judgment. They're in a mental imprisonment. They could be mentally overloaded. They're chasing after this Empress because she's calm. She's earned a lot of merit. She's got a lot of light, a lot of power, a lot of energy, a lot of abundance. She's a vibrant being. And they're chasing after her because they're overloaded with obligations and they don't have her to pay for it. They don't have her abundance to pay for it. She's seen as perfect. She's no longer contained. People can see her. She's been seen. She has been freed from this, and she's entered into a new family tree. And they all have access to her gifts. She's no longer alone, being abused by this collective of kin, and her pathway is clear. She's got an optimistic new chapter, and she will have a family. These kin, this snake, look, this snake is disappointed. This mask wearer is disappointed. They're stressed out. Their kin, them and their kin, they want to bring abuse to this new chapter, to this Empress's new chapter. Her optimistic. They're unsatisfied, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed, they're feeling lonely without her. They don't have, I don't know why they would feel lonely without her. They got all their girlfriends, their third parties. And they neglected to give her anything that she needed. They've been stopped. They're gonna be stopped. So this kin is here in the environment. They want to bring abuse to this Empress's new chapter, her optimistic new chapter, and her child, her innocent new chapter, or her ability to have a family and a child. And they're going to be stopped. Or they want to stop her new chapter. They want to move forward to stop this new chapter. Please tell me, Spirit, what's going on with this kin? How will that work out for this kin in this new chapter for the Empress? What's going to happen with the kin here? What's going to happen with the kin regarding the Empress's new chapter? They're not going to get the blessing. They can't dominate her or her new chapter. They don't get the blessing. They can't dominate her or her new chapter. They're going to be stopped. They want to stop her new chapter, but they themselves will be stopped. She's courageous. She's confident and determined. She knows what she's here to do. She's not afraid of hard work. This mature man is here with his third parties, trying to screw this up for the Empress. Trying to force himself on her. She's all relaxed. She's all relaxed. And they don't know what to do. They're worried. They're spying on her location. That's exactly what they want to do. You can't trust anybody within this community. Anybody who's coming, you can't trust anybody in this community. You've reached your goals. You are the gift. You've reached your goals. You and your gift reached your goals, or you've reached your goal, received your gift, got your reward. You've received your reward. These ones are here. They really want your stuff. Man. I always wondered why it seemed like the whole world had this weird mental affliction, you know? Adventure. They can't steal your adventure. They don't get the tippy top. They're not king of the hill. They can't take your adventure. Oh, they're furious. Oh, they're furious. Oh, they're furious because they're bound to their commitments and they're facing confinement. They're bound to their commitments, facing confinement, and you are coming into this caring family. Wow. Reunion. So they neglected you. This academic was somehow contracted to this Empress. This Empress has expectation of a new family tree. These academics, they have no empathy for this Empress. They didn't care about her. They did not honor their marriage. They're pissed off because they were not able to gain another contract with her. Their pride is hurt. She's moving on. She's let them go. And because she let them go, everything in their life is ending. Everything that they were enjoying, everything that they abused her for and enjoyed is ending. They're sad. They're in melancholy. There's natural disasters here. How are they going to survive? In prison. There's death here. And they're in sorrow. They could not separate her from her team, from her family. This is the main female Empress. She's in a courtship. She's got lovers. There's a new family here. Moving on to calmer waters, marriage. Coming into a reward. No longer has to provide a service to the snake family. No longer has been released from that. No longer has to provide a service to this snake family. And I guess that's a surprise. They didn't see it going like that. They weren't successful. She was able to get away. There's a divorce. They're full of doubt now. They made a visit, or they want to make a visit. They want forgiveness. They don't have a house. They're homeless. They weren't able to make a change. They're waiting because the curse backfired. So they could be waiting for this curse backfire. They're frightened because their values were all about money and they're facing poverty. And this Empress is in a commitment, a marriage with somebody else who sees her as irreplaceable. They're ready. They're disciplined. They like her just as she is. There is the reward here, a 9 of Pentacles. So there is stuff going on. And her new family tree has access to these gifts because it's the new family tree. So the services that she was providing the snake family is now being provided to the new family tree, and she's not alone in this. So this could be in the spiritual realms and the astral, it may have yet to manifest in this 3D, but there is some stuff. There's some chaos happening within this 3D as this is clearing out and as it goes on. But there is here like a new chapter for this Empress. The pathway is open. It's perfect. She's seen. Everybody can see her. This snake is stressed out. He's a mask wearer, or maybe their girlfriend is a mask wearer. Who knows? But everybody can see who the Empress is. Her pathway is clear. She's got this marriage and commitment here. This snake is under judgment. They're feeling mentally bound. Could be a dark priest. They're not the main male. They're chasing after this Empress. They're overloaded. Snake. So the Empress is moving on, man. Moving on here. She's seen as perfection. She's no longer separated and held and contained into this this separation from everybody else. She is seen. Her pathway is open. She is faithful. She is faithful. Even while these ones had her buried and they were neglecting her, she was still providing a service. But she no longer has to provide that service to that family. It's all available to the new family tree here. They could not separate the new family tree from the Empress. So they wanted to move in. Oh, they're in despair. They wanted to move in, the family of this snake, they wanted to move in to stop this new chapter for this innocent Empress. They wanted to stop the birth of this child. They're not able to dominate this situation. They're unsatisfied. They're overwhelmed. They're not able to dominate this new chapter. They did not get the blessing. They're being stopped. They can't abuse. Their abuse is being stopped. The abuse of this kindred is being stopped. They're in despair. They cannot dominate this wife. She's somebody else's wife now. And they're here trying to she's somebody else's faithful wife. And they're here trying to get all up and take her money. It's like, dude, she's got a new family now. Leave her alone, man. The heck? They don't want to go on a journey. Where was that other journey card? Homeless. They don't want to go on a journey. They can't go on a journey. They're facing confinement. They're furious. They're bound to their commitments. They're worried. They're spying on your location, or maybe they just don't know what location they're going to go in. There has been a decision made. You can't trust these people. Their goal was to get your gift, but they weren't able to take your adventure. They weren't able to dominate. They weren't able to be king of your hill. They weren't able to be king of your hill. They couldn't, this community, this snake, they couldn't dominate your adventure, your life. Again, surprise. They're surprised. They weren't expecting this. Friend. Enemy. Lord. Huh. Whoa. A friend has shown themselves to be an enemy of the Lord. They're snotty and they're false. A friend has shown themselves to be an enemy of the Lord. They're haughty, and they're false. Can you see all that? So it's like there was a betrayal. There's a betrayal. There's a friend who is showing themselves to be an enemy of the Lord. Huh. So it's like there's a snotty little false friend in the environment, or in the works here, who constantly thinks about partying. Who knows? A scholar is getting a letter from a messenger about a wedding. This soldier is thinking about the money and causing a misfortune, and then getting in on the merchant. So alrighty then. So their plan is they're trying to spy on the location of wherever this wedding is. And the soldier's plan to get money is to cause the soldier's plan to get money is to cause a misfortune, and then to pay the merchant, or somehow settle their debt with this merchant. This old woman is trying to appear as a young woman to your lover, and they want to have a child. Wow. Or there's an old woman who wants to send a lover to a young woman to impregnate her. There's an old woman sending a lover to a young woman to impregnate her. Never ending story. See you on the next one.